So we'll be continuing with the power system analysis by Hadi Sadat. This is EE321. Now, this time we are going to look at the course learning outcome 1, which is to analyze simple interconnected power system in normal and faulty conditions. So previously in our class, we have seen at the normal condition. Now let's see a condition where we will need power factor correction. So the lesson plan is first we'll define what is power factor and why we need power factor correction. Then we will do a example with a exercise. Thank you, Dhiren. That's the author, Hadi Sadat. Okay, so that has been clarified. Thank you. Now, power factor correction, PF. What is the problem? Taking in consideration the power formula, which is P equals to VI cos theta, we'll put that as equation number 1. I hope all of you are following. The apparent power will be larger than P if the power factor is less than 1. Thus, the current I that must be supplied will be larger for PF less than 1 than it would be for PF equal to 1. So what does this mean? Even though the average power P supplied in the same, in either case, a larger current cannot be supplied without additional cost to the utility company. Thus, it is in the power companies and its customers' best interest that major loads on the system have power factors as close to 1 as possible. Okay, we need to have it as close as 1 as possible to reduce the amount of current being consumed. Now, the solution to power factor correction. In order to maintain the power factor close to unity, power companies install banks of capacitors throughout the network as needed. Additional charges are also imposed to industries who operate at a low power factors. Since industries loads are inductive and have low lagging power factors, it is beneficial to install capacitors to improve the power factor. Now you must be asking, but what are the size of these capacitor banks and how can it be calculated? So let's see. So these are actually the formulas, or I'd rather say tools that you would need to find the power factor correction. So the first equation that you have to note, please make a note of this. The apparent power S is equals to VI conjugate, which is equals to the real part plus the imaginary part. Okay, real power and reactive power. PF is equals to cos theta. Okay, remember this. The reactive power can be calculated by the real power tangent theta. The capacitive reactance can be calculated by the using the absolute value of the voltage V squared divided by the apparent power conjugate. And then finally, C, the value of capacitance, is equals to 1 divided by omega, which is 2 pi frequency times the capacitive reactance found by equation number 5. Remember all these equations. The equations of apparent power is found by the power triangle. So this theta that I'm talking about, this is this theta. So what happens? You have a true power and then you have a reactive power. So the larger the value of theta, the larger the value of the reactive power. So we need to minimize this. We need to have least amount of reactive power in our power system as possible. Now let's look at this by solving a example. And this example will be solved by using MATLAB. So let's see what the example says. Okay, this is a kind of a real life example. Is everyone following? Anyone has any questions still now? I hope everything is clear. Okay, So example 2.3, this is again from the book Power System Analysis by Hadi Sudhar. Two loads Z1, okay, equals to 100 plus J0. So you can see here, this is 100. It is a pure resistive load. And then we have Z2, okay. So in real life example, we can take this as Damodar, and Z2 equals to 10 plus J20. Okay, this could be taken as positive just for a real life example. Are connected across a 200 volts RMS, 60 hertz. You can't see. Yeah, this please. Okay, is everyone following? Dhiren, what is your problem? Dhiren, you can't see the values. Oh, it's 10 ohms plus J20 ohms. Maybe you need to maximize your screen in order to see clearly. Okay, thank you, Dhiru. Now the question says A, find the total real and reactive power, the power factor at the source, and the total current. So now we'll be doing some calculation and we'll be using MATLAB to do our calculations. So let's open MATLAB. Okay, MATLAB is already open here. So first comment, power factor correction. Alright, so first thing that we're going to note down is the values that are given. So we are given value of load 1. So I'll say L1 is equals to 100 plus 0j. Okay, there is no reactive part to it. Load 2 is equals to how much? 10 plus j or 20j. And we are also given our voltage supply, which is equals to 200 plus 0j. Okay, there is no imaginary part to it. And our frequency given is f equals to 60 hertz. Now the first calculation that we are going to do, okay, I'll put a comment here again. V equals to IR. Okay, this is Ohm's law. Everyone knows about this. Okay, I hope you all remember. Or I've just put it here as a reminder. V equals to IR. Voltage is equals to the product of current times the resistance. So we can find I1. Okay, we can find what is the current flowing in the first load. So I1 we are going to say Vs divided by L1. Okay, and I2 will be equals to Vs divided by L2. Right. So now we know what is the current flowing in the first line. Okay. So what is the current flowing to Damodar? That is I1. And what is the current flowing to through Sport City? That is I2. Now let's find the apparent power. So I'll put it down here again for your reference. S is equals to VI. So first we are going to calculate what is the total apparent power consumed by Damodar. So S1 we are going to say is equals to Vs times, remember, conjugate, okay, conjugate of I1, and S2 will be equals to Vs times conjugate of I2 respectively. Okay, now let's see what is the apparent power consumed by line 1 and line 2. So you can see here S1 is 400 and S2 is about 1 to 800 plus 1 2 3 1600 megawatt. Now let's move on. So the question asks us what is the total apparent power? Total apparent power and current. So the total apparent power will be just S equals to S1 plus S2. Everyone agrees to this? Yes? Okay, right? And our current, total current I will be equals to conjugate of S, sorry, capital S, that's the total power, divided by the conjugate of Vs, the supply voltage. Now we can find what is the power factor, the initial power factor that we have. So power factor at source. Okay, so the power factor at source will be, so we are going to say Pf because we have already defined this, is equals to cos angle of the total current. Okay, so let's see what is the power factor. Evaluate. So the current power factor is 0.6, and in our theory we have seen that we need this power factor to be close to yeah, the formula sheets will not be available, sorry, in the exam, so you have to remember this formula because I'll give you a reason afterwards. Okay, so the power factor is 0.6. Now we need to bring this close to which value? Let's see what does the question say. Find the capacitance of the capacitor connected across the loads to improve the overall power factor to 0.8 lagging. So initially we have 0.6. Now we want to bring it close to 1, which is, the question says, to 0.8. So how are we going to do that? So comment new power factor. We need it to be 0.8. So we'll have a new theta. So we'll say theta 1 is equals to, okay, cos inverse in MATLAB is A cos. I hope you remember from your previous classes. 0.8. Now the reactive power will be, so we'll just say this is Q. So real of S times tangent of theta 1. Remember this is from the formula I defined previously. So now we have our reactive power that we will need. So what is the reactive power needed to be consumed by the capacitor? So we'll say imaginary of S, okay, minus Q that we have found here. Okay, so let's see what is the reactive power that needs to be consumed by the capacitor. So 700, okay, 700 megawatts of reactive energy needs to be consumed by the capacitor. So now we have to size the capacitor. So to size this capacitor, you remember, first we have to find the capacitive reactance, which is equals to Zc Vs squared divided by Qc. Once we know our capacitive reactance, we can find the value of C needed. So C is equals to 1. Remember the formula given previously, 1 divided by 2 times pi times the frequency, and then multiplied by the capacitive reactance Zc, small c. Okay, so this is the value needed. Okay, so let's see what is the value needed. So the value of capacitance needed is about, if you bring this down here, so it is 46.42 microfarads. Okay, that's the value of capacitor needed. Now we know the value of capacitor. Now let's see what is the total power and new current that will be consumed with this power factor correction. So total power and new current. So the new current, we'll say, we'll put it as S1, okay, is equals to real of S plus Q times J, okay, and the current, Okay, I have some messages here. Let's see. Yeah, yes. The outputs are being showed here on the command window. Okay, okay. Right, S1, and then I1, the new current, I1 is equals to conjugate of S1 divided by the conjugate of Vs. Right? So does it mean we have to backtrack and correct our mistake? Yes. So you can always change this. This is why I'm writing this code, because you need to write this code in order to use for other questions that you may see in the future as exercise or problems. Okay. Now let's see the current difference. Okay, we have found the new value of capacitor. We have found the new current that is flowing in the system now. Difference. Okay, I'll put it in the form of matrix so it is easier to analyze. So I'll say ABS of I1 of I, sorry, and ABS of I1. Okay, let's see the current difference. Okay, so you see the current difference. Previously, without power factor correction, the whole system was consuming or was supplied with a current of 10 amps. Now, with the power factor corrected, we will be supplying only 7.5 amps. So, this means that we will be saving a lot of money. Okay, so a lot of money will be saved by reducing the current consumed. So, what have we done? Let's go back to our lecture notes. So, this is the initial reactive power being created. Okay, now we have reduced the power factor, this theta, and now we have Q1. So we have less reactive power being consumed by the loads. I hope you have understood and taken note of this. I hope you have also written this code, because you will need this code to do further questions in the course and also in real life if you become a power system engineer. Okay. Now let's move on to the exercise. Okay. So this is the exercise that you have to do. Okay, it's not very different from the example that we have done. It has just a new load, another load. Previously we had two loads, now we have three loads. So you have to do this question. Once you have performed this question by using MATLAB, okay, you'll have to then upload the solutions and the MATLAB script of yours to Moodle. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, thank you very much. Now let's have a recap. Power factor should always be close to unity to avoid extra cost and penalties. If power factor is not close to 1, then we need a capacitor bank. Steps to size the capacitor bank. 1. Identify the reactive power, which is equals to P tangent theta. 2. Find the capacitive reactance, ZC equals to the absolute square of V divided by S conjugate. And 3. Use the formula to find the value of capacitor, C equals to 1 divided by 2 pi F ZC. Okay. Now, anything that was not clear in the class, you can ask now when you have the time, and always refer to back to your book. Okay, textbook is very important. This is your most important tool in this course. Okay, remember, you should have now you should now be able to solve this question. Even if at night 3 a.m. Hasmukh Patel calls you and asks you to do power factor correction at Damodar or Sport City, you should be able to do it. Okay, thank you. Questions? Okay, very good question. Okay, lagging. So, you see here, We have, okay, I don't have it here. Oh, here, right? We can see it from this. Now, suppose this was your voltage phasor and this was your current phasor, just as an example. If the current is lagging the voltage, we have a lagging power factor. Okay, this theta. And if the current is leading the voltage phasor, we have a leading power factor. Is it clear, Dhiru? Okay, thank you. Remember, the lecture has been recorded. It will also be uploaded to Moodle if you need to do further analysis. All right. Okay. Thank you.